made your way. Um, so you guys having made your way. I'll say, and having parted ways with Jay's um rather unscrupulous brother. You find yourselves I'll say, you find yourselves going down this pathway. Um, I'll say, going down this pathway until eventually you reach a crossroads that is right here. To the left, going towards Sunny Shore. I'll say, yeah, I'm sorry. To the right, let's see, actually, that would be your, okay, map right, Sunny Shore. Map left, Pastoria.
I believe we were talking last time we were going to Sunny Shore.
And that's where the next gym was, yeah.
I'll say, Sunny Shore and Pastoria seem to be about the same distance from each other once you reach this area.
I say Sunny Shore. I still really like this map.
All right. As you guys are making your way there, you say you decide to go to Sunny Shore?
Yep.
Okay. Um, you will you will hear a rustling in the woods behind you.
Okay, I'll turn to face it.
Okay. And I'll say, turning around, you will see something hobbling. You will see something come hobbling out of the woods. Seems to be pretty badly injured.
Oh, shit.
It's a roof.
Hmm?
Pokemon education roll will let you know what it is.
That's my equipment, skills. Pokemon education, I'm at that. There we go.
Pokemon education. Wah.
Okay. Uh, enough to know. This is the fully evolved form. This is a fully evolved form of. Let's see. I can't even remember.
So this is Canis Major, not Canis Minor.
I need to see what it's. Okay, is the fully evolved version of Lillipup, which evolves into Herdier, and its final form, Stoutland.
Hmm.
And I'll say, this does not appear to be wild, as you can see a collar around its neck. But you do see a series of um, um, four kids friendly wounds
Hmm?
on.
Tag him with channel. It's like, hey, little guy, hold still. You okay?
Um, need help.
Yeah, just a second.
Um, you are picking up that it does not need, I mean, it does need that sort of help, but the help that it seems to be worried about is the help from the glowing eyes that are coming from the woods behind it.
Okay.
Oh,
Um, coming through, coming through the woods and actually coming through the woods and making enough, you notice about 10 to 15 sets of eyes as you will see what looks to be an entire pack of Puccinas. And the largest set of eyes coming behind it it will be looking at the dog, but then once it notices you guys, the largest seems to attempt to it does the equivalent of telling the others to hold. It starts growling in your general direction.
Easy there.
The Stoutland, while also injured, seems to be coughing as well.
What seems to be the problem?
This one comes into our land. Must say this one and its owner comes into our lands already decimated. Tries to take from us. We protect our land. Keep him and his master away. They want, they want something from the precious tree. There is barely enough left. We do not share.
I see.
This is its last chance. Tell it to go home to its master. If it comes back, it will not leave this marsh.
We hear you.
It will, the Mightyena will kind of gesture its head, and the Puccinas will start making their way back into the Great Marsh, Woods, and the Stepland will kind of hobble to its feet and appear as if it's trying to go back into the woods, but then fall over a little.
I'll rush over and start applying first aid expertise.
Okay. Cool. You managed to, with some time and effort, you are able to patch up all of its wounds. It does not seem to be injured, although it does appear to still be ill.
So, clear the status affliction. Okay. Alright. Well, at least now she'll be able to tell us what's going on.
Seems to be sick. All right. So you said you're asking what it does.
Like now that he's gotten stabilized, it's like, okay, so what's the deal? They said something about your master causing, unintentionally causing problems.
My master has been very sad I became, I say, I, faithfully stand by his side, helping protect the farm from predators. And me and my father before him, and for several generations, we have protected the farm. But I'm afraid that I have failed my lineage. I've been stricken with an illness. My master worries for me. He stays up worrying all night. And he says that there is something in the marsh that will be able to help me. The I'll say the people in town, the people in town, there I'll say they took me to the building where they took me to the building that makes me feel better. And this time, after being put through their strange machine, I did not feel better. I was not in pain anymore, but I still feel weak, and my body still seems to be approaching its end.
Let's get you back to your master then, and we can figure out what's going on.
He will not be happy that I ran off. I I tried to get I tried to get the berry he spoke of. Although I do not know what it looks like, but I believe that it may be easy to spot. Please explain to my master. He may be worried. He does not seem to be able to walk. I'll say although he does seem to be cured of his wounds, the illness does seem to be debilitating him a bit.
All right, I'll pick him up. I was like, all right, well, lead the way home.
Like he'll point in a direction like,
I'll start going in that direction.
okay. All right. Lattice, what are you up to while all this is going on?
Um, just kind of keeping guard to see if any wild Pokemon are gonna try to take advantage of the situation.
Okay. You don't really, you feel pretty comfortable as long as you're not heading into the Great Marsh after having seen what basically met you at the edge of it. You're pretty sure as long as you don't go in there, you probably won't have any encounters.
Oh,
All right, let's see. Let me go ahead and drop you guys on the map. Okay. Then there's a lattice. And then there's a oh, and then there's a really big freaking Stoutland. You're pretty happy. I must say, you realize that it was pretty good that you did that training because this bugger is heavy.
Mm.
Um. All right, cool. You guys make it. You guys make it, and across the way, you come to. I say, you in the distance, you will see a farm.
Welcome to Stardew Valley.
Actually, this map's called Star Razor Farm.
Ah,
But yeah. Cool. Yeah. And drop these guys on the map like I thought I did. Okay. You guys make it here. Um, the the I'll say he will hop. I'll say the stoutland will kind of shuffle off of your shoulders and gingerly land on the ground and start hobbling towards the house. And he's like, you will see an old man come running around the corner.
oh, okay.
He's gonna go running over to it. He's like, what, he's like, we've been looking for you. Where'd you go? He's gonna run over and just hug him. He's like, um, he's gonna turn around. He's like, oh my god, I'm so glad you're home. Hey girls, hey girls, come quick. Homelander's back. You will see two young girls come, two young ladies who seem to be around the same age as you are, come running out of the house, next to them.
Hmm. Oh, that's some hair.
Um, I'll say, both of you able to, realize they are both uncommonly pretty. Looking at the dad, you don't understand how, but
But we don't see the mom, yeah. So
yeah, it's anime. You don't see the mom.
yeah,
One of them.
that explains it. Then it's all from the mom.
He's gonna look up. He's gonna look up. Oh, did you? I'll say, did you bring him back?
Yep.
Oh, thank you so much. He's gonna run over to you, shaking both of your hands. He's gonna extend both his hands, aggressively grab both of your hands and start shaking, almost like feels. I'm about to say it's almost like you can feel like the joints in your arm like trembling as he's like shaking, almost like he's about to dislodge your shoulder.
Ah,
He'll even grab Harold's hand and start shaking it. As he starts shaking, you just kind of see Harold just like flying around in the air, like as Harold's kind of off the ground. He's like, "Thank you so much," and Harold's like, "Ah!" He'll put down Harold, and while he's talking to you, Harold's just kind of like staggering side to side with swirls on his eyes. But he's like, look, he's like, where's my manners? He's like, my name's Joseph. He's like, my name's Joseph, and you guys are. As Harold just falls on the ground like face first.
I'm Jay. This is Silent Ron.
I'm Lattice.
Harold will just kind of like limply hold up his sword like. "Arr."
That's Harold.
Oh, that's a cute little bunny. Never seen one of them before.
Yeah, you don't get a lot of, he's from the Galar region.
Ah, so y'all are foreigners.
No, I'm local. My dad brought him back as an egg.
Ah,
I'm not from around here.
ah. Yeah, I can see from the hair. A lot of kids with strange hair. Is that one of them hair dyes? Dad, don't talk to him like that. You're gonna embarrass us. He's gonna. Oh yeah. He's like. And by the way, he's like, I can't. He's like, I gotta make sure I tell you. You know, he's like, he's like, these are my daughters. He's gonna point to the one in the green. That one's Fiona, and the one in the brown is Katie. These are my daughters. He's gonna kind of point to them, and they're gonna smile at you. I'm about to say they'll like smile at you as he's looking at them, and then once he turns around and starts looking at you, you will notice that both of them are actually looking at both of you now that their dad's not looking at you, and they seem to be smiling and blushing and giggling.
Just steps a little tellingly closer to Ron.
I'll say doing that as a means of which to kind of hopefully get them off your back.
Well, communicate that. Yeah, it's like he's off the table.
Okay.
That's over is on the table, so.
I'll say they're going to kind of look a little disappointed, but then their attention seems to easily shift over to Lattice. Lattice, I need you to roll me something.
Cool, so I probably won't be super good at it. But what is it?
I feel
Possibly.
like that would be a. You really have to tailor a Pokemon for that move to work. Imprison. The target becomes locked for the rest of the scene. A locked target may not use any moves the user knows. There's a lot of moves in this.
That's very much a like strategic battler. Like, let me research my opponents. But okay, yeah. What do I need to roll?
Let's see.
If you're gonna say charm, I'm gonna laugh at you.
I'm going to say intuition.
Oh. Okay, I will not laugh because you didn't say charm. But I am rather good at intuition.
Okay.
Lots of twos though. Well, 1, 2.
Okay. Cool. Okay. This is what you're picking up. They seem to like you. But something is telling you that's a bad thing for you.
Of course. Do they have rings on their fingers?
No. You have enough intuition to realize that, hey, both of these girls like me. Or they at least seem interested in me. Their dad's right here. And you notice that they don't seem to be shooting you any of these looks while their dad is actively looking at them. You get the impression that you should probably watch yourself because these two are probably going to wind up getting you into trouble if you don't watch yourself.
Ah, well, if it's concerning watching things, I believe I need to get Olma because she has better eyes than I do.
Jay has effectively taken himself off the table. So they do not seem to be interested in that. But the fact that they looked at you and you didn't do anything, you can tell that you are effectively now their target. Congratulations, Lattice. You for this mission, you are a harem protag.
Just general question. Is this same day, a different day from?
It would have been a day.
Okay.
You guys weren't that far away from the crossroads.
Okay. So I need to, one day, so I need to roll my training and everything.
Okay. He's going. I'll say the farmer is going to tell you. He was like, "Thank you." He's like, "Thank you so much." I don't know where he is. Like, I don't know where he ran off to, but I'm glad that you brought him back.
Always glad to help.
Uh, Now, don't you go running. It was like, don't you go running off like that. We still need you here. And I said, I know you're a little upset that we got to keep you in the house to make sure you don't get hurt, but for your own good, you know, want to make sure that you can feel good, and I say we want to make sure that you can feel good for your last for what time you got left.
Yeah, yeah. He indicated he wasn't feeling very well. Said something about the Pokemon Center couldn't treat him.
Oh,
Yeah, this is kind of odd.
yeah, we took him there, and he seems to be suffering from some sort of. We don't know what it is, and they don't know what it is, and nobody seems to be able to figure out what's going on, and it's been really upsetting. And we couldn't exactly figure out what needs to be done. They said they couldn't treat it. It was like nothing they've ever seen before. It's some sort of, some sort of disease that's ravaging. That's ravaging his body. We don't know what it is. They don't know what it is. They don't know how to treat it. They don't know how to cure it. But he was like, but I did. He was like, so they just told me to take him home, and they gave us a few. They gave us a few concoctions, a few medicines, so that we could just, make everything a bit easier for him.
Well, he
You know,
seems to think that there's something in the woods that'll help.
Was it
he's
like a
gonna look
special
at.
berry?
He's gonna
Something
look
about
at
a
him.
tree.
Yeah, he's gonna look at him. He was like, "Is that where you went?" Statler's gonna kind of like look down and like, "Huh." He was like, he was like, I knew I should have never gone out there. So, yeah. Girls, you want to explain? Fiona will say, well, back when we were children, our mother used to tell us our mother used to tell us about a special, about a special tree in the middle of, a special tree in the middle of the marshlands, and that there, uh, it was what did they used to? She's gonna look over. He's like, what did they used to call it? He was like, what did they used to call it, Katie? Yeah, she said it was like some sort of some sort of golden berry, and it was some sort of golden berry that could, that could cure, some sort of golden berry that could cure any disease or something like that. And she was like, yeah, it was like, and he was like, cure any disease and and grant eternal life.
Eternal light.
I mean, it's a myth, a legend, and granted, I've never heard of it, and I've never heard anyone mention anything about it. But we had to cling to something. We had to cling to something. What? I mean, it doesn't. Well, the dad's gonna say, "Yeah, it's a fool's errand." I went out there looking for it, and the only thing I found out there was a nice bite in the bottom.
Yeah, the Pokemon out there seem to be pretty antisocial.
Yeah, they don't exactly like people. They don't exactly like people or any outsiders coming into their lands. They were always a bit aggressive, but they've been a bit more aggressive ever since. They've been a bit more aggressive ever since that weird blight's come through. That weird blight that has kind of been pouring out of the marshlands.
Weird power, you say?
Yeah, it's this weird black. It's this weird black kind of hazy fog mist thing that's been driving some of the Pokemon crazy in the area. And it's kind of been decimating I'll say, kind of been decimating the woods around there. So the Pokemon around there were always a little aggressive. We didn't exactly recommend the trainers going in there, except for the best of the best. But yeah, now the ones in there definitely become way more hostile. Maybe because of food shortage or not exactly sure, but they if they didn't want us in there before, they surely don't want us in there now.
Yeah, that was the impression I got. What is there anything I could roll to know what they're talking about with the berry?
Oh, okay. Feel free.
Oh, that's what I was asking. Is that
That
what would I roll for that?
um either a cult at a lower, I might say, a cult with a lower difficulty or Pokemon education with a higher difficulty.
Well, given that I have nothing in cult, Pokemon education it is. So that's a 20.
Okay. See. No, 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 no. See. All right. It is, and I'll say, you've heard, I'm gonna say, I'm gonna say, pretty sure it was one of the, I'm gonna say, one of random stories you remember your dad mentioning somewhere at some time. Um, where he had mentioned something about a, tree of life. It's supposed to be a tree. I'm gonna say it's supposed to be a tree that grows, that is protected, that's protected by Pokemon from those who would dare to, protected by Pokemon from those who would, dare to try to use its power for nefarious ends. The tree is supposed to, I'm gonna say, supposedly feeds. I'm gonna say the tree supposedly has its roots, dug into every aspect of Sinnoh, and derives. Am I saying derives life force from? Am I saying derives the combined life force of all living creatures in this region? That life force is then condensed into fruit on the tree, and the tree is supposedly, I must say, this supposed tree grows fruit that, I must say, has fruit that is supposed to be able to, supposedly grant eternal life.
Well then,
I must say, you remember being told as a kid? Sounds incredibly silly and highly unlikely.
but most stories at least start with some grain of truth. So at least worth looking into.
Hmm. So, yeah, eternal life, huh?
Well, yeah, I think that part's probably
Hmm. What do the two of you think of eternal life? Asking the two daughters, I believe they were.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh, they're gonna look at each other. It's like we don't. It's like we're young. We have our best years ahead of us. We don't have to worry about any. She's gonna say we don't have to worry about any sort of silly things like that. It was like we don't. It was like we don't have any sort of. It was like we don't have any sort of desire for anything like that. And I'll say, but it was like, but if it does exist, it would definitely be able to help us save our family member.
True.
Well, it sounds like we got a trip into the Frankie Woods ahead of us.
Hold on. He's gonna look at me like, wait, hold on. What do you mean go into the woods?
Well, you said there was something in there that was pissing them off, which as my job as a ranger would be to look into, and
Wait, you're a ranger?
in training.
He's gonna look over at you and like, so okay, um, that explains a bit. So what's a ranger doing all the way out here?
Learning! Helping!
Are you sure you want to go and do this?
Yep,
Well, it's
comes with the job description.
yeah.
He's gonna kind of look at you and like, I'll say the girl's gonna be like, oh, I knew it was like, of course I knew that both of them would be willing to do this.
Well, what kind of people would we be if we just let that happen to a Pokemon? Huh?
They're gonna sigh and look at her, so courageous.
Just rolls his eyes.
Hmm?
Jay just rolls his eyes in the back.
Don't be mad that your homie's getting some play.
Oh, I'm not mad. I'm annoyed at them. It's like, wow, really?
They're gonna kind of walk over to you. They're gonna kind of walk over to you, Lattice. One of them's gonna kind of take each of your arms. They're gonna be like, it's like if you could go into the woods and find that berry, we'd be so grateful.
Mm,
I'll say the dad's gonna kind of like quirk an eyebrow a little bit. He's like, yeah, the family would be really grateful, and the girls are like, so grateful.
starts getting a bit nervous since I imagine that unknowingly there's a shotgun or something behind the father.
You were getting some don't you touch my lovely daughters kind of vibes possibly showing up. And you can also tell that these girls don't really come across that many dudes that often.
Actually, getting another look at the map, You know, that makes sense. It's not exactly like the other town maps we've been to.
That's because it's a farm, not a town.
That's true.
Okay, let's see.
So many berries.
Hmm? I mean, that's a good thing, right?
Oh yeah,
Okay. So I'll say the girls are totally willing to make it worth your while, Lattice, if you can manage to save their precious dog. You don't exactly know what that means.
I'm about to say, it's like, yeah, that could be a number of things,
It could be a
including
number of
my
things.
death. So,
It
I feel like
but we shall see.
I feel like Harold has just turned into a Brian Pokemon.
Hmm?
I feel like Harold just turned into a Brian Pokemon.
Oh, really?
He got his final ability. He has stab on everything.
Nothing wrong with that.
He is now master level.
Type everything.
So what do you guess? Huh?
If only most of his moveset actually were moves where type mattered.
If only you were traveling with someone who knew so many moves.
Yeah, I need to talk to her, see if she knows flamethrower, because I need to swap out some of it. I need to swap out a move.
I was like, what's that whole thing? If only there was a guy.
So yeah, I know we have people that can do stuff. Yeah, that's. This was choices I made.
Oh no, perfectly fine. I just thought it was kind of funny. It was like shit. It's like, how am I ever supposed to learn this? I'm like, if only there was a guy.
Oh, I wasn't complaining about if only I could learn this. I knew I had a way of learning it.
As long as you got tutor points, she can teach you just about anything. All right. Let's see. The guy, I say these guys going. I say Farmer Joseph is going to look at you. If he's like, I don't want you to hurt yourself, but seeing as how you're a ranger and all that, I guess if anyone was going to be able to do it, it would be you. And the officers kind of got their hands tied up with some other stuff going on, and checking out the woods ain't exactly their thing. So
What else is going on?
huh?
I said, what else is going on?
Oh, you haven't heard?
We literally just walked into the area. We were coming down from the gym up north.
Yeah.
Yeah, some creepy tall guy in a coat apparently has been going around causing a bit of kerfuffle. Don't exactly know exactly what sort of kerfuffle, but he's been going around asking for people, asking for things, and been walking around looking a little suspicious. You can tell he's a bit of an out of towner. Not like you guys. You're the good kind. I mean, like the bad kind that don't exactly want wandering around on your property. I'll say some tall fella, gray coat.
Yeah, I think we know the guy.
Oh, friends of yours?
No, but we've had encounters with him before, if it's who I think it is.
Did he kind of feel off
Yeah.
about him? Just looking at him didn't feel right.
Yeah.
No, okay. Well then. Also, I must say also the police are running. Also the police are running around trying to deal with some. I must say trying to deal with some dragon attacks that have been happening around Sunnyside. I must say been happening around Sunny Shore.
Oh, nice.
I must say dragon. I must say some kind of wild dragon Pokemon seem to have been running around causing a little bit of a hectic mess around here. So we heard about some issues up we heard about some issues up north. We heard about some issues up north where they were having a bit of a dragon problem, and a gentleman came through and resolved the issue. So we're hoping that he'd probably make his way around here at some point to try to resolve that dragon problem.
Well, I'll see what we can do.
Quick question: do players remember this?
I remember the dragon instance you're referring to up north, yeah.
Okay.
That was our first run in with Rage.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Okay. Cool. I'm gonna say the girls are going to. I'm gonna say the girls are gonna say. It was like Dad. It was like Dad. We'll go with them. We'll help guide them through the woods. He was like, Oh no, you ain't. You ain't gonna be. He was like, you ain't gonna be taking. He was like, you ain't gonna be heading out into the woods with no two young men. And they were like, oh, come on, Dad. It was like, come on, Dad. No. I said, no. You ain't going out there. Ain't no way, ain't no how. He was like, yo, he was like, I ain't about to lose both my daughters. I ain't about to lose both my daughters to them woods. He was like, you all I got left in the world. Um, the Stoutland's gonna kind of look at him like, Murph. Well, I got you for now. But if something happens to my girls, then who am I gonna have? You're gonna hear some of the mill tanks in the background like. He was like, you know what I mean? Look, I ain't losing my girls. And they're gonna be like, please. And he was like, you're gonna see his face just kind of start turning red, like out of like anger and exasperation. So he's like, no, all right, but only one of you, to make sure these fine gentlemen actually make it back. The girls are going to immediately go over to each other. They're gonna say, there's gonna be a split screen, and there's gonna be a screen between them. She was like, how are we gonna determine this? Oh yeah, you know exactly what we need to do. They're gonna pull their fist back and they're gonna pull their fist back and start charging towards each other as if they're about to start scrapping.
Okay, waiting for the twist.
Rock, paper, scissors.
Ah.
You're buffering.
Alright, some.
Something got weird, huh?
No, I thought I saw something in my door frame. Sorry. As they go running towards each other, their fists will slam down onto their hands as they go in front of each other.
Hold it.
Katie's gonna be like, "Aha! I win." She was like, "Ugh, that's 2 out of 3." She was like, "You're on." Onyx, stump the scissor. And let's see. Yes. Yep. Okay. She's like, no. 3 out of 5. Nope, he's mine. And she's gonna grab a hold of you, Lattice.
Yeah.
Um, Katie latches onto your arm. Fiona's gonna be like, no fair. And he's like, come on, Fiona, we gotta. He's like, we gotta go herd in the milk tanks. And it's time. It's time to feed the little guy here. It's time for his lunch. And she was like, oh, don't worry. He was like, oh, don't worry, Daddy, I'll take care of him. You'll notice that she looks at you when she says, it's okay, Daddy. The father seems to be looking at you a little worried. But as he starts walking back to the house, you kind of see him looking over his shoulder at you. His expression of gratitude seems to be kind of floundering a little.
I have no skill in guile, so I can't even cover up the anime sweat drop.
Yeah. Yeah. So okay. Jay, Jay, you can pick up on this. Pops is looking a little distrusting. You can you are definitely picking up the vibe that if you guys make it back, and his daughter seems to be in any sort of way other than what she left out in. Not exactly sure what's gonna happen, but you'll be lucky if you get to run away from this property.
This is Katie, yeah?
Yes, this is Katie. She is holding onto your arm. You are noticing she is fairly strong.
Given, farm, that makes sense. Probably, lifting hay and wrangling and planning. I don't entirely know the scope of this farm, but I'm sure it's a lot of physical labor.
As you are saying that, you will see Fiona head over here. And she's gonna head over to this milk tank. She's like, "All right, now, come on, it's time to get in. It's like time to get back into the stalls." As she picks up the milk tank, puts it on her shoulders, fireman carry style, and starts carrying it back.
What?
Does not seem to be breaking a sweat doing it either. And the mill tank seems to be pretty yeah, it's just kind of chilling like.
Yeah, sounds about right.
Must say Katie was like, well, I guess we need to hurry up and go ahead and get into the woods. So, must say, what did you say your name was again?
Lettuce?
Lettuce. Loves me some lettuce.
Yeah, yeah, greens are certainly good for you.
I'm about to say she'll look at your hair and start kind of twirling it. It's like it sure is.
Oh shit! I forgot my hair is green. Here, let me change over to my character. There we go, so I can see the character's image.
This accidental ruse. This is great. He's just dropping bars, and he's like, "Wait, no, I didn't mean to. Damn it! Why am I so good with the women? Why can't I turn it off?" Oh yeah. Can't even roll. He can't even. When he succeeds, he fails. Mission successfully failed. Yeah. Okay. Cool. In which case, you guys will be making your way out to the. There we go. Did you guys want to wait, or do you guys want to go out there now?
Well, what time is it roughly?
Midday, like a little afternoon.
Okay, don't see any reason not to go in there now.
I was actually about to ask him. Given your superior Pokemon education, you may know, but given the Pokemon that we saw, would there be any a chance of like more nocturnal activity?
There's a possibility.
Okay, so is that one of those overt things of you think it's dangerous during the day, but at night? No, okay.
Well, even if it was, I'd still rather get there during the day and wait if it is night.
That's okay. That's true. That's fair. I was just imagining like these arachnid Pokemon.
That said, one point of order since we did skip a day. Does what's her name have flamethrower on her list, and how many tutor points does it take to learn a move from her?
Let's see.
Yes.
Did not put it on the map even though she is
I see
with
what
you
you do.
guys.
Upgrading my Ember?
Yes.
Maybe.
Is it an Igni?
Well, yes, either way it's Igni, but upgrading it from Ember to Flamethrower, maybe if she has it.
I'll say, did Harold not learn flamethrower as a move?
It's on his TM and HM list, but it's not on his, evolution list.
What does he get, like flame wheel and?
Yeah, he gets all the physical flame moves, not the ranged ones. As like he got Ember, and then he gets Flame Charge, and I think he gets Flame Kick at some point. Yeah, it's like Ember, Pyro Ball, and Flame Charge.
Pyro Ball is in range?
Pyro Ball is ranged, but, only has a use of Scene ×2.
Okay.
So, while I like Pyro Ball, I'd like to have, that would give him almost exclusively Scene moves, and it's like, that's,
Yeah, that can be bad. I'm awesome until I'm not.
So upgrading his Ember to Flamethrower seems the obvious.
Scrolling on the list. There's a lot of fucking moves here. Hold up. Let me move to the F section. Yes, she does have flamethrower. One of her Pokemon has flamethrower.
And how many tutor points would that be?
With her rank, what is it? Is it an egg move? Is it egg or is it tutor? I must say, is it egg or
I don't think it's on his egg list, because if it was on his egg list, I could teach it to him that way when he leveled. Yeah, it's not on his egg list, so it's a tutor.
Okay.
It's a TM, HM, or tutor.
Okay, cool. Then that would cost you I'll say that would cost you 2.
2? Okay, I don't have enough for that yet. Because the other edges I took, he only has 1 tutor point remaining right now.
Oh, okay. Cool. When do you get tutor points? Like
every 5.
Okay.
So I need to find a TM or an HM or wait till level 45 before he can do that.
Couldn't be that far.
Well, he just got to 40, so...
Yeah. But you could always just stat dump.
So yeah, so I either need 5 levels or a TM.
Huh. Nice. You could always just XP dump.
I could, but I'm trying to keep everybody else at least close.
Okay.
Right. Into the woods.
Into the woods. Into the woods. Alright. As you guys are making your way, you reach the edge. So you reach the edge of these woods. She's kind of like staring at the entrance. As you are standing there, you will begin to notice something that you didn't exactly pick up on last time you were in here. There is, there is a bit of an uncomfortable, a palpable, uncomfortable aura that seems to be permeating from the woods.
Okay.
All right. It is a familiar uncomfortableness.
Why am I not surprised? Familiar in what sense?
Familiar in a similar uncomfortableness that you felt the last time that you, when you were dealing with that area that was frozen over.
Okay.
Seems to, similar to how the area felt when that gentleman who was being spoken about earlier came through and did something to the land that caused it to be a bit decimated.
Wonderful.
Go ahead and put her on the map as well. Since you bring her up, then there's no point in me not doing it. So have her there. Okay. She's looking around like, I don't know about this.
It's fine. We've dealt with this kind of thing before.
She was like, oh, so, she was like, oh, so you, she's gonna say, so you guys are really, really talented, huh?
Oh yeah, we've encountered all kinds of things, both mundane and bizarre, on our journey so far.
And she's like, ooh. She's like, ooh, tell me more.
Well, there was that time when we were in, I believe it was a underwater base.
Mm-hmm.
We had a encounter with, if you recall correctly, it was it Team Eclipse that was in an old Team Rocket base?
Mm-hmm.
She was like, what's a team eclipse?
The new lameness.
I'm sure they're like, Team Flare, except space.
That was kind of silly. What are they trying to eclipse?
Hmm. Well, given how things have been going, probably the bond between humans and Pokemon.
Okay. She's gonna say, well, this is one of the paths in here, so I guess here we go.
Yeah.
She's gonna cautiously step in.
Making a survival roll to safely navigate us through any natural hazards that may come up.
Okay.
Okay. I will.
You got my thought detection on, so just in case, to reduce the odds of us getting jumped by those Poochienas.
I'll plump out Alma due to her specialize and put her on the shoulder opposite the one which Katie I presume is still clinging on to me, so the opposite shoulder of that.
Yes, she is holding on to you less out of fear and more out of, you know, yeah.
Interest.
Okay. Which case, all right, here we go. Shift map. Hold up.
When you said shift, my immediate thought was shift into turbo.
All right. Wrong map. There we go. Right map.
I know it's not, but I feel like we've been on this map before.
You have not.
As I know it's a new one, but it looks very similar to the one I think we caught the spiders on. Spinnerax or whatever on the way to the dragon.
That map. Yes, that is not the same map, but
Yeah, I understand it's not the same map. They just feel similar.
very creepily similar. Yes.
Just me palming his sword hilt because, well, I got a couple days of sword training with Harold. I totally know how to use this now, right?
Yes. Absolutely. Yeah. Where is
To explore the realm of DM Andy.
Da-da-da.
I was looking for spooky music, but I can't find any. Okay.
Of course, because you're looking for it, you can't find it. Been there.
This is the way.
So you guys are making your way there, searching through the woods. You will see eyes in the trees watching you. Thankfully, due to Jay's survival role, most of these Pokemon seem to be looking at you. You're not exactly certain what they are because you can't see that deep into the darkness. As you are making your way into these woods, the canopy of trees starts to block out the sunlight a bit. Um, Said canopy of trees also, even when they give way, you will and I'll say once the canopy of trees gives way and you look up where there was sky, it seems to have been tinted with this purplish black color. So you can see the sky, you see clouds. The sun you can also see, but it seems to be a very muted color. The sun looks as if it looks, instead of being a bright white ball in the sky, it is now a glowing black sphere.
Hmm.
Wait.
Perhaps a Zaro or some like that has affected us or this forest.
The girl's gonna look up and she's gonna be like, huh, well, that's weird.
What?
Does something I'll say, I don't remember the weather calling for, it was like, I don't remember the weather calling for no sun to be blocked out in the middle of the day. Have we been walking for that long?
No, it's probably just a trick of the canopy. These kind of things can happen in the woods.
Ain't no woods I've been inside. Ain't no woods I've ever been inside that do stuff like this. Sienna's gonna be like, same here. I agree with you. You know what would be awesome is if we go back and if we try to see if modern medicine can come up with a way.
You're more than welcome to turn around.
I think she's gonna look back into the woods and she's just gonna hear a whole lot of chittering noises. She was like, I think I would love to see this mission out and help that poor dog. And as you are wandering around, I need a perception roll from Alma, since Alma is being your eyes.
Yep.
And let's see.
Alma.
Okay. Okay. Alma will pick up. Alma will be able to see a large blue rock in the middle of. What looks to be a large blue rock in the middle of the road up around here.
I take it almost like pointing at it.
Yeah, almost pointing at it. Jay, once you guys reach this corner, you pick up a life signature.
Careful, it's live.
Okay.
But it is a fairly large rock. It is, at least from what Alma's saying. You guys can't exactly see that far, but Alma is saying that is pretty rock shaped. From what you guys can tell, it is probably around about 9-10 meters tall.
Well, that's pretty tall. Well, I say we go up to it, unless you recognize it as something.
No, I recognize it's alive. I'm trying to identify it.
Okay. So there's no range on that, it seems.
In theory, if I can see it, I can do it.
Okay. You would need to be able to get a bit closer to see it. You can detect it. I'm gonna say you're detecting it with your field, but you can't see it just yet.
Okay, well, if Alma can see it, then I'll move to...
I'll say almost basically pointing up ahead that there is something blocking the path. It is beyond your range of sight, but your field is letting you know that whatever she's pointing at is definitely alive and is definitely a Pokemon.
Okay, well, I will move until it gets into visual range and then ping it with that.
Okay, you have to get right here.
Okay.
Okay.
I don't know if it matters. Do have flashlight.
Yes, you get a flashlight and you will see something blue. And I'll say it is a large blue object. And I'll say this large object begins to rustle, and you will hear some.
Don't know.
As it stands up, looks to Amasa as it stands up, and this large round object begins glowing with this purple energy. As what you can tell is its eye slits begin to open, and it is glowing this ominous red color. Snorlax. This is a hefty one. It has obviously been eating a lot.
Yeah.
Not even sure if it's been eating or whatever. The purple energy that is emanating off of it is familiar. Something has stricken this thing with this condition.
Okay.
Remind me, since it's been a minute, usually to cure this, we had to pummel them to a certain state.
You have to beat them, and then it leaves.
Okay, yeah, that's what I thought. That we hadn't figured out a way to cure it, aside from, slapping it around.
Yeah, slapping it around is the cure.
Trisha, you were specializing in stealth, yeah?
Jay? I'm being that particularly stealthy. I mean, yeah, he only has one in stealth.
Okay. I'm thinking of it, one of the other characters.
Yeah, I think you're thinking of some of the other characters.
Oh. Okay, so.
What? Not exactly how I expected to start this, but... Never a low kick around when you need one.
Oh, good. Katie's already behind me. I was gonna shift to be in front of her, but that doesn't need to be the case.
Harold's in there twice, I'm in there none.
That's weird. Okay. You don't want to be Harold?
I mean, Harold's awesome, but,
Sienna's gonna scream. She's like, "Oh my! Arceus! Why is it so large? Why is it glowing?" She's gonna grab.
You've seen this before.
Not something that big. It's gonna eat us. It is literally going to eat us. These things eat things.
It'll be fine.
No, it's not. She's going to be standing behind you, shaking your shoulders. Make it go away.
That's the general idea.
Things need to eat things to live. I don't actually say that.
Do,
Well,
do
what
your
was it?
ranger.
Snake, you need to eat or you'll
Yeah,
die.
you need to eat things to live. Yeah.
She was like, do your ranger thing. Talk to it. Make it go away. Tell it to live a better life.
I'd love to, but we've learned that my ranger powers don't work on them until the glow goes away.
You have a sword now. Doesn't that mean that you're stronger? Use your sword. Cut the evil out of them. Do something.
Well, the manual does say it can slice through the darkness.
Yeah, do that. Stab it. Stab it until it stops being evil. You can do that, right? No, that's how being a ranger works. Rangers use their glowy swords to cut through the darkness. Then I'll say, Katie's gonna be like, "Wow, I didn't know Rangers could do that. You got a glowy sword? What is it, like a rave stick?
Yes.
Whoa, that's cool. I didn't know. Is that standard issue? Do the Jennings got that too, or is that just like a Ranger thing?
I think it's just a him thing.
Or at the moment, it's not even a me thing. It doesn't have a move list, so it can't do anything. I don't even know how it modifies my struggle attack. It just... I just have a little thing that gives me the fluff on it.
Perhaps you have to make contact with the darkness and then suddenly it'll unlock.
So, at the moment, I am just as adept at the moment, based on what I know about it, I am just as good punching it as I am hitting it with the sword.
Yeah, I'm about to say, as soon as he tries to do something with the sword, then he'll start. I'm about to say, as soon as he starts using the sword in like actual like combat and stuff, then he starts to unlock more of it. Which is basically what she told you. Is like you need real life experience in order to be able to.
Well, I would have thought I would at least known how much of a plus it gives to the struggle attack, like a normal weapon does, but...
Oh yeah, you'll know as soon as you start using it in real time.
Well, no time like the present, I guess.
Okay, in which case, descending order, J. Snore.
I don't know if we need Spirit Boost for this or not. I will pop Battle Synchronization on all allied Pokemon.
Okay.
I will... Alright, buddy. Harold, I guess we get to try out Tag Team for once. Why aren't you at +3 to hit? I don't know. That's probably a holdover item there. Okay. So, I'm gonna go go try this thing out. You back me up with Axie. And by Axie, I mean using Confuser.
Okay.
So Jay's gonna run up.
All right. Are you about to attempt to attack?
That's the general idea.
Okay. 1 moment.
Light, come forth.
For a second. Okay. As you make your way to go slashing at it, I don't know why I did that. It's not supposed to. Okay. Feel free to check one of your new attacks as you run at it with your sword.
I do not see any new attacks.
But it's in the dock for the weapon.
Oh, you didn't put it on the sheet. Okay.
Yeah, it's on the sheet. I haven't looked at your sheet. I didn't see it. What it did. I didn't see what your sheet had.
Or slash. All right. Oop. So it's just typing my struggle. It's not actually upgrading my struggle.
You can. I'll say it lowers the AC of your struggle to 2. And it also gives you the option of making it fire, psychic, or normal.
So actually, technically weaker than a normal weapon. Since it doesn't actually upgrade my damage. All right.
I get it. Okay. What type damage are you doing?
This is a Snorlax. But it's possessed. I guess I'll go with Psychic. That said, given that Aura is normally associated with fighting and not Psychic, wouldn't it be shouldn't it be Fighting type, not Psychic type?
What you are picking up is that this is feeding off of your. This attack in particular feeds off of your bond with Herald.
But my bond with Herald is through Aura, which is fighting.
But you are feeding off of his fire and psychic abilities.
Okay.
This. You will gain different attacks that do different things. This one in particular allows you, a mixture of Herald's two primary attacks seem to be fire and psychic based. So it's fire, psychic, and normal.
Alright. I guess we'll go with Psychic then. Just weird using an Aura move that has Psychic damage.
There will be other. Almost everything that you have is going to be called Aura something. Eventually.
Well, I'm not talking about the name. I'm talking about the fact that I'm using Aura powers to do Psychic damage because Aura is fighting type.
Yes, you'll eventually hit like the spectrum of stuff. This is your first attack is based off of your bond with Herald. The next attack that you learn will be based off of something else.
Okay.
Okay, you do that.
Yeah. And it does physical damage, not special damage?
Sorry, I meant to put physical or special, whichever you choose. Sorry.
Well, in my case, they both suck. But
well, I mean, it could. Depending. It might both suck. For right now, but based on what you're fighting, it might have a lower special defense than physical defense. So
okay, well, I will. Since I get the choice, then I'm going to say do special.
Okay. Cool. All right, you slice. You slice into it with this sword. You slice into it with this sword. You see the sword seem to nick its actual body. but I'm gonna say it seems to only like nick its actual body. The sword just kind of like obviously the Snorlax has incredibly high durability, both physical and both physical and special. But you will see part of the shadow get ripped off of it. All right. Lattice, your turn.
Okay. Moment. Okay. Okay. This energy that's going on. I'm trying to remember if it affects the typing of the creature or not.
This one, no. It seems to just give them a buff to their skills.
Okay, I believe Snorlax was normal.
Yes, Snorlax is a normal.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
I'll say-
ideally, you want fighting type moves.
Yeah. Uh.
And don't use Ghost.
Okay. What I will do then is Elma use charge beam.
Let's see if Charge Beam can do what it's supposed to do. All right. As this Snorlax, its ominous presence seems slightly less ominous. After Jay's glancing blow. You will, I'll say, Jay, when you did rip the shadow, you did rip this shadowy energy off of it, you saw it get drawn into the energy of your sword and kind of swirl around it before going inside. And there's a flash of white light from your sword as the energy gets sucked in and purified.
Oh, that's something.
After that, the Snorlax seems to view you as a potential threat to its new evil ways.
Ah! Evil.
All right, Harold, what are you doing?
Harold's going for the Confuse Ray, as instructed. Trying to addle its mind.
Harold confuses it. I'll say,
That means
slaps-
that means Alma gets a +1 to hit and defense.
Woot!
Alma, let's see if you can actually hit with Charge Beam. And maybe, just maybe, you might actually be able to boost your special attack power.
Okay. Let's go!
You guys are lucky its speed stat is so much trash.
Oh, on a 7 or higher. Especially its
Speed
target.
stat of 1. That's special. Okay. The charge beam, I'll say, is that with the +1?
That's with the +2, actually. Because
Okay.
I have a training thing that gives me a +1 inherently, so I believe that stacks.
Yes, that's that.
The Snorlax will, the Snorlax will see this charge beam, will open its mouth, and will eat it as the electricity goes flying into its mouth, and it will snap its jaws shut. before burping out, before burping out some charred smoke.
That's okay, Alma. That's why we have a team. He says, looking to see if there is a fighting type move in Shizor's repertoire.
Snorlax. Is going to see if he's confused. One moment.
Shizor has like steel moves, but that's not helpful here.
I mean, they're not bad moves. They're just not extra effective.
He
Could have swore we had like confusion written down on one of these charts.
That's
Pretty sure you did, yeah.
Burn, frozen, paralysis, poison, over persistent, other afflictions,
Maybe it's volatile?
fainted, blindness, total blindness, slowed, stuck, trapped, tripped, vulnerable.
It's a super blindness.
Confusion's not on these documents of afflictions. Okay. Oh, movement conditions. Here we go. Nope. Slowed, stuck, trapped, tripped, volatile afflictions. Confused. Here we go. One day. Okay. All right, and it is currently shadow based. So
Whatever its base shouldn't affect the roll.
the fact that it's a shadow thing gives it bonuses to trying to overcome stuff.
Hmm.
All right. Okay, act normally. Okay.
Oh, that was almost useful.
Oh, I thought that was actually about to be like a badass ability, but I was like, oh, never mind. I was like, holy shit, immunity. Damn, that sounds awesome. And then I read it, I'm like, oh, that's not that good.
Man, I thought you were going to be cool for a second.
I thought it was. I was like, damn. I thought it was going to be fucking awesome. Okay. Cool. It is going to look over at Harold. Snorlax. As this massive tongue comes out of his mouth to attempt to lick Harold.
That's a choice for Snorlax.
Considering the moves that auto-generated, I kind of don't have a choice.
I'm just saying that's an interesting choice for a move on a Snorlax.
Yeah, lick. Yeah, I ain't really know what to do. Trust me, I auto-generated this thing like 5 times, and lick showed up every goddamn time. It was not part of the deal. As Snorlax attempts to lick the competition and fails miserably, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Parries the tongue. Yeah. His little sword.
Okay. All right. Now,
Hey, wait. No, it was a miss. Never mind. I keep forgetting counter only works if you actually get fucked up.
It only works if there's an ouchie.
All right. So, I'll say I do have to run out and go take care of something. I was planning on doing one more round. Did you want to wait for me to get back to do that one more round, or do you just want to call it here?
I think we can call it here.
Oh, okay. Cool. All right. I'll say just so you guys know, this is technically the quote big encounter of this adventure. So depending, I'll say the next encounter could be an encounter if you. I remember Tristan had mentioned something about like he was like, man, I really wish we didn't talk our way out of it. So you have the option of not talking your way out of it and just beating the crap out of the next people who show up, or you could try to talk your way out of it. This mission has three different endings. Three different ways to resolve it.
No, see, the problem is, I'm a ranger who can talk to Pokemon, so I'm required to at least try. It doesn't have to work, but I have to try.
It's the player wants to.
Yeah.
If you can be happy. This is going to be very difficult to talk your way out of.
Oh, good.
Unless you roll like your whatever the fuck, and you roll like all sixes, and you hit me with like a 36 or something like that, and then I have no choice but to be like, I mean, what am I supposed to say? It doesn't work because I don't want it to. I'm like, and then it becomes a dick move. So I'm like, can't do that. So yeah, it theoretically can be avoided. But you have three options. Talking your way out of it, not the most likely. The other two options are probably going to be what results in. So hopefully that plays to the player's benefit, and hopefully the dice don't screw you by being too good.
We shall see.
Okay. But yes. All right then. In which case, mainly calling it because I found out that I have to work tomorrow.
Yep.
Yay. On my vacation week. Woohoo. And tomorrow's the start of
Silent Station.
Yep, Silent Station. And I want to say this now. I had lost my notes for a little bit, but I did find them just prior to the game.
Oh, good.
So
I know you've been working on this one in advance.
as long as we got something to work with, that's the important thing.
All right. We'll talk to you tomorrow, man.
Cool. All right. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Thank you so much, and see y'all later.
Enjoy.